2 hitters go back, 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 back.
My name's Ian. I have been making content since 2012-ish. I started out playing a lot of indie video games, pivoted that into a series I call Kickstarter Crap. I went from that to another series called Content Cop, where I'll make videos about other creators and trends I saw online. More recently, I've gotten into documentary filmmaking. Now it's boxing.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know, because I can't even recall where that started. It might have been in like a Filthy Frank video, perhaps. It's just such a common phrase that I've had people sending me like clips of CSI and Vsauce Michael saying, hey, that's pretty good. And people think it's like a reference to me. And I'm like, it's not at all. That's a very common thing to say.
Jump down, and then say some gay shit.
I'm gay. I have crippling depression.
Yeah, those were both filmed in Australia with my buddy Max. I think that was sort of when I was blowing up the most online. The I'm gay one is funny because the whole context is out there of Max saying, like, telling me to jump down and say something. I don't know. It was just a lot of stupid fun back then. Oh, I mean, I'm really good friends with Max Mofo and How To Basic. Another person I'd like to hang out with a lot is William Osmond. He's a little bit more local to me, so I can hang out with him more often. At this point, pretty much everyone on the Creator Clash boxing card, I'm like seeing pretty regularly. The Save the Squirrels initiative I really liked because that was kind of like, I wasn't relying on too much other than like what was in my backyard. I wasn't calling anyone out or dissecting like a Kickstarter project. It was very unreliant on other people's, but I love the content cops. It's a lot of fun. Have that huge of an impact online with everyone reacting and tweeting, and is kind of crazy. Here's an interesting story. Do you know Odd Ones Out? I messaged him something, I think back when like the first Jake Paul thing got started. We both, I think, were in the mindset of like, oh, this influencer boxing thing is just a fad. Fast forward like 4 years later, the next message I send to James is, do you want to be in an influencer boxing event? I'm a fan of it. It's good fun to see who shows up and doesn't. I think Jake Paul's a very good boxer from what I've seen. It's a little bit unfortunate because a lot of his fights haven't really gone the distance. I don't think shows off as much boxing prowess as some other people. Keemstar's crazy about people getting knockouts, and it is exciting for the casual fan. Oh, another person who really interesting is Salt Poppy. I think surprised everyone because he clearly had a boxing background. I think initially Rice Gum back in 2018, after making Content Cop, he was like really keen to pivot that into like a boxing thing. And at the time I had no reason to do it. But, you know, fast forward 4 years, he ends up DMing Nisa, my wife. This time, you know, I was 4 years older and less insecure. We thought it was going to be Rice Gum, but it ended up being, you know, Dr. Mike.
Hit me in the head, you coward.
I think his fans would believe me, but it was one of many things that he had planned for the documentary. I don't know, we just did it for like 30 minutes under a bridge and I was just getting pounded on. Can't say that that inspired me. What inspired me was like, hey, I could probably win against Rice Gum. Let's do that. Keemstar really hasn't been able to deliver on anything as far as setting up a fight. A difficult space to navigate. I wounn't want to be in Keemstar's shoes. Definitely Keemstar. I'd thought out some other people. You got Leafy. Not too many other interesting faces that I would be too excited about. Keemstar for sure. That would be awesome. The lead commentator, Wade, he has experience, been doing YouTube for a while. He has a good combat sports background, so he's like the perfect role for that. I just sort of feared that if we got any mainstream guys in there, they're gonna really not understand the purpose and the goal of it as much. A little bit too confused by some of our weird antics. Chills is an interesting story. Chills was originally going to fight on the card, but he couldn't make it because of injury. He's super funny. I'm sure you guys are super familiar with Chills. He's a meme god. Relevant links for information and tickets for the event is at thecreatorclash.com. In-person tickets available. We're at 70% sold right now. The floor and the upper deck is available. We're streaming on Moment House and, you know, unlimited tickets for the pay-per-view. So